Hey traders, Nick here looking at AMD Take 2. Somehow I've messed it up. There was no audio in the first one and it was just perfect. Anyway, I'll try to get perfect again. This is AMD short-term, relatively short-term chart, 15-minute increments. So every candle you see in front of you is 15 minutes. So you can see that it is spending some time consolidating. And I drew some lines. I hid them now. I drew them during the first video. Hopefully I can talk to them again with the same fluidity. So there's one thing I want to start with though, which could be great or not so great. It's lagging NVIDIA. I say this because AMD doesn't usually lag anything. In fact, for the last 2 years, it's been the leader in the S&P. If you know me, I've said this 1,000 times. 2 years in a row, it's the best stock in the whole S&P. So for it to lag here for no reason is weird. Either they're setting up the bears to be battered in AMD, or AMD saying to the market, you guys are running too fast for no reason and you're wrong. So let's look at the lines. So this is a 15-minute chart. Last week, I said there's a squeeze, these purple lines. It's coming to a point, and I don't know which way it's going to break, and I drew a line that extends up to here. You can't see it now. It's hidden behind those candles. Or down. I said, I don't know which way it's going to break, but they decided up. They priced it exactly. I placed it there on purpose. So it hit my target right away as soon as they crossed it in one, and then spent the time come back to it, and it's gone lower and lower. So what happened? They broke out and tested this. I added this just now in the previous mute video I did. So they broke out from a neckline, and now they're testing it back for footing. The problem is they're doing it from lower highs. So now you have another situation like this one, and I'm going to bring it to you from a different perspective. So, but follow the logic. So they sprung out, and now they're getting tight again, and another decision is coming. Either do this or retest the low. Now, I love AMD. I love catching the knife in AMD. Not that I love what they do. I love the stock, how it behaves. Every time it dips big, I sell puts. I share them with the team. By the way, down below in the chat room, we do this all day, every day. And we sold puts on the biggest dips, and it was somebody paid us over $2 to promise that we would buy AMD at $20 and $22. That means they were expecting a fall below $18 for this to make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why they would do that, but hey, it's better for our pockets. So the idea here is that I would buy the dips, and I only put one leg down because it will have support shorter term. It will have support. This is 15-minute increments. Now, if you look at it, it looks like a Casper friendly ghost here developing with a wonky shoulder. So if it does lose this white line right there, which is about 51 and change, this could happen. And let me zoom out a little bit to see that this is not the end of the world. It looks like the end of the world. It's not, I promise you. This is AMD. It moves. It's a momentum. So check this out. I promised you that there's another tight situation brewing. I'm going to draw it by hand, crayon style. So let's put big crayons so we don't mess this up. Higher lows, right? Lower highs, right? How tight is this? So this here is a channel that is going to do this or that. Similar to this purple stuff. So what's going to happen later in the week with the market? Is AMD actually warning you guys are rallying too fast, S&P, NASDAQ, etc.? Let's come back a little bit and get a better base to come back out. Or is AMD going to do a catch-up trade and go ballistic? Or are they going to roll out of NVIDIA into this guy? These are a lot of ors, right? So, but the message is there. Something is wrong with this setup. Could be good, could be not disaster, but not as good. So I'm going to zoom out to 2 hours. Okay, 2 hour chart. So this is the white line that I showed you earlier that you guys are freaking out. Not you guys, that people would freak out about. But a dip down here, I'm a buyer. How? By selling puts. It all depends on your time frame. That's really the answer. Those are the purple tight situation that we had earlier. And if you look, they're all important levels. Like right here, repeats itself here. So if I take all the noise out, you can see that they're fighting over the same levels over time. And if you've ever heard inverse head and shoulders, that's bullish, by the way. Cup and handles, not inverse, regular cup and handles, all bullish. But the idea behind all of these is necklines. They attack necklines. So the inverse head and shoulders would be, if this was up here, they fail, they come back to a neckline, they fail bigger, they come back to the same neckline, they try to fail again, they don't, they fail a lot less, they come back to the neckline. If and when they break through the neckline, boom, they overshoot higher. The bulls will just have so much momentum that they overwhelm the bears and they shoot this much higher. Same concept here. So they're attacking this trend line and from higher lows, so it's coming to a pinch, something's going to give. I like to chase levels. That's why you see these dashed orange things. Those are triggers, alerts. And I did this in the other video. I added a few and they were perfect. So it all depends on your time frame. If you're trading minute to minute, your levels, your triggers are here, 55 or 54.5, 54.6, and 54.3. If you're less active, then maybe here. So let's say on tomorrow, today is what? Monday the 18th. Tomorrow is Tuesday, the 19th clearly. So if it falls to here, I'm not panicking out. This is where it's going to find short-term support, even better support here. This orange line is the actual mathematical valuation of the volume profile's most interesting point. So this is where they fought over it the most. So what happens when they fall into it? Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, breaks. So this whole thing is support, shorter term. So people get all kinds of other things to give them inclinations, like a downward sloping RSI. I don't trade this, but it's extra information that's good. It's a piece of the puzzle. Not good for stock, but it's good for somebody to make decisions. So if things were so good, why is the relative strength index pointing downwards? And is it bouncing against a level that it hit before and went ballistic? Maybe. So these are things to pay attention to. Trend lines play out in here too, believe it or not. But I'm not going to get that wonky over you. I'm going to zoom out. Actually, let me see here. Yeah, I'll zoom out. So this is a daily chart on AMD. So now we're talking people who like to invest versus fast traders. So these are the notes I had for the members. Again, I don't know if I said it. Down in the description below, there's a link to the chat room. We do this all day, every day. We have hundreds of traders in and out. Eyeballs all over the place. We're not going to miss anything. So here is the big picture. So if I was investing in AMD versus trading in AMD, these are my comments. I know it's a lot of line. I can walk you through all of them. They all make sense, but only a few of them really matter to me. Like up here, the breakout from this high will be a massive rally. Whether this is an official cup and handle or not, I'm sure my friends the technicians will tell me all about it in the comments. But to me, whenever a neckline like this breaks, off they go. There are smaller ones in between. There was one here. They fell short of the official target, but they exceeded my target. My target was here, that little arrow that ends right there. They went a little above it. I'm always a little bit conservative, but I nail it, the level. Like this blue line here, they came pretty close, right? Actually to the dollar, look at this. But kind of depends on your time frame. I draw these lines and I keep track. But I use simple level lineups, and they almost never fail because machines do the trading and machines need reference points just like I'm using. So I don't program machines, but I know how machines think. I used to be an engineer, so I kind of have the idea of what machines need in order to act. They need information, they need reference points. Reference points only happen when you look left. So bring it, let it fall. I don't care. I'll sell puts all day long. I don't want to say I hope it falls because some of you are long and that would be just bad mojo. But if it does fall, I'll be in there selling puts below it as long as the Federal Reserve doesn't break the market or the world. So the levels as to where to catch the falling knife, so to speak, or where to grab an opportunity completely depends on your time frame. There's no one level that fits everybody. Like people say, oh, buy it here. How do you know? How do you know how long my time frame is? Maybe I'm 75 and I'm going to probably live another 5 years and I don't have any kids. How can you tell me to go long here? Maybe I'm 25 and I'm willing to make so many mistakes. It all depends on your time frame. So do your own homework, study a little bit. It doesn't take much to learn this stuff. Use logic. If AMD, like this candle, sticks out like a sore thumb to me right there, whatever happened here. When is that? The 12th. Okay, so, oh, okay, so look at the top of this candle and look left. Coincidence? To the frickin' penny? It's not a coincidence. So what happens next time to come to that penny? What do you think? Those are the kind of questions. So this one right there is a failure from this ledge right here. They recovered the ledge. They're fading to build it. So that's why I put the line here. Break above it is going to do either fail again to another attempt for higher lows and then finally break out. Or once they break through, they're going to probably hit this or slightly lower, maybe hit that portion right there, fade back, bounce over like, okay, test it for support-ish, come back and try to tackle this monster. But this is AMD. It can do all of this in 10 minutes. It could take weeks. We don't know. So it runs fast usually, and it doesn't stay this quiet for a long time. In fact, this is a pretty tight situation that we got going on here. I'm not going to add another line to it because I'm going to remember I did it. Tempted. Nah, I'll pass. All right, Nick signing out.